Cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 959. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Castro Valley, California. Today, it's the return of the much-loved and much-enjoyed feature Into an Interview, where I'll be speaking with the Bay Area indie rock band, The Bobbleheads. Plus, we will hear from Shelley Shuhart, Floyd the Floorman,
Mike's Daily Podcast,
John Deere the Engineer, and Halloween was last night, and oh man.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Halloween was a joy this year since I finally got to enjoy one. 2012, I had a soon-to-be ex-wife who was being a real bummer, so I couldn't enjoy it then. Then 2013, 2014, I had to work, which was fun, since I was getting paid to avoid all those greedy little ones. Last night, though, I actually had one family hit my doorbell.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Luckily, I had candy, but my poor dog was barking like hell.
Mike's
The little kids
Daily
loved it.
Podcast.
That sounds like a big dog,
Yeah!
said one of them. He is, I replied. We brought our little one, said the little one. Sure enough, they brought their little Yorkie dressed as a pumpkin. I love Halloween. Yeah, we walked around. You know, I did not, put a bag on Basil and then walk up to a door and knock on it and go trick-or-treat and ask for candy for my kid that's dressed as a dog. Although I could have easily done that, but no. No, we just had a good time. Then I went on a trip to Oakland from Castro Valley. There, in Oakland, I went to a party up in the hills in this old house owned by a young couple who had a bunch of kids running around. And it was Dr. Seuss themed. And I forget which Dr. Seuss it was. It was one with the bird with the feathers sticking out of its head. That's all of them, isn't it? Is it All the Places You Will Go? I don't know. One of those. And they had a little outside area designated for that. And the people that were running the party were dressed as it. It was wonderful. So... and then I can't complain. I can't say I'm tired today because we got that extra hour of sleep, which is simply wonderful. Look who just walked in. I can't believe look who just walked in here. A character from Dr. Seuss. Maybe it is a moose. Maybe it is walking around me and it doesn't know what to say, so it's a floundry. Dr. Seuss books are entertaining because they rhyme so much. No, it's this person. Hello, Mike Matthews, are you done? I'm done right now. Okay, Mike Matthews, Halloween was really great. I dressed as a devil and I wore a really tight outfit. Oh. I had horns and everything. Did you have a trident? Why is my breath bad? Trident, breath bad. No, gum. I mean, the pointy thing, the fork. Do you have a fork? No, Mike Matthews, I didn't have a fork, okay? I didn't have everything for my costume. Jeez, the pressure. Sorry. Look who else just walked in. Hello, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere the Engineer, Mike. We had a wonderful time. I went as an alien and Floyd went as an astronaut. Oh, okay. Great. Yeah, Halloween's always wonderful when you get to spend it with the one you love. I was an astronaut! Yes. An astronaut discovering an alien that he fell in love with. Okay. Look who else just walked in. Nobody did. Hey, you know what? That's about... I would like to tell you that on Sunday afternoons, I tend to watch a lot of Travel Channel. And I realize I eat healthy. Watching all these shows with all the fatty stuff they eat, oh my gosh. If I ate that, I'd be dead. There's so much. I'm watching something now. There's something coming out of a fryer, dripping in oil. And all these people sitting around going, I ate here, my daddy ate here, my daddy's daddy ate here. And then they didn't say, how they all died at 65. Because they're eating bad stuff. It's fattening anyway. And with that, as I walk the streets on a walk today walk the neighborhood with my Basil, the boxer dog, as we walk to and fro, I noticed quite a bit of candy wrappers everywhere. And that just went to show that Halloween was had and fun was had by all the young little ones with their candy and eating them in sugar rush time, and let's contribute to the obesity of the youth of America. Mike Matthews, that's like so cynical. You're right. I wish I could have seen your devil costume. I'm glad you didn't. Then don't know what to say to. You know that you can help this show out through a myriad of ways. Amazon. If you buy anything on Amazon, go through the link at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. You can also help contribute through the PayPal. If you do that, more people find out about us. And I've just fused two things together that I usually say, and now they're all together and I can't pull them apart. It's like a sticky peanut brittle. Where does the peanut start and the crusty hard caramel begin? You can't tell. What? No, yeah. If you want to help us out and become an Inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster and give us some money, there's the PayPal, the thing you can click on, and you'll get a special greeting from all of the Cafe Anyway characters, and they'll say hello to you. Maybe a very belated Happy Halloween is what they'll say to you. There's also where you can listen to us on iTunes. If you rate us in iTunes, then more people find out about us and we don't languish in obscurity as much. We're also on YouTube, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Player, FM, and Spreaker. Plus, tell your friends about the show through Facebook. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Yelp, and Tumblr. Share the show with your friends. More people find out about us then, and that's what we need. More people to hear the show and go, oh, cool. Mike has cool interviews. In fact, I do. You can hear all the past interviews that I've done on the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And we do have a special Into an Interview today with the band The Bobbleheads and John Ashfield. Let's get to that right now.
Into an Interview.
Hi, this is John from The Bobbleheads. Is this Mike?
John!
Yes, this is me. Hello.
Now, did you found the band, or was it just sort of, how did the band come together? You also have Phil.
Phil Boulon, yeah.
Boulon.
Phil had put an ad back in 2002 on the SF Musician website, and I had answered it because I had just moved to San Francisco, and Phil wanted to start a band, and the two of us hit it off right away. When we first started the Bobbleheads, we actually had 6 people in the band, and then little by little it became a 3-piece. But it's always been me and Phil. Eugene Coe was our bass player for a long time, and then he moved, and Pat played with us for 4 years. And then Pat wasn't able to play, but then Eugene moved back, and then Eugene just 2 years ago, year and a half ago, moved to Seattle with his family, and then Pat, a week later, was like, hey, are you guys wanting to play? So we've had this really nice situation with really great bass players. So here we are now with Pat, and it's good.
Pat Ennis. So it's either Pat Ennis or Eugene.
Yeah, right now it's Pat. I think it's going to be Pat for a long time. Eugene moved up to Seattle and has a family now and a kid and wife and stuff. So, he'll be there for a while, I'm sure.
John, where did you move from?
I moved from New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So California, huh?
Oh, yeah. I always thought California was way cool. It's all those Beach Boys records as a kid, I suppose. And the Monkees TV show. That's
right, yeah. And you have... There's some elements of the Monkees in your music, and I also thought the Smithereens and...
Yeah, for sure.
Bare Naked Ladies, and just a whole bunch of different bands I think of.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the thing I think that we all have in common is that we love, those bands. Not that I'm, certainly we're not as successful or as bands or whatever. But I like choruses. I like songs that have a hook or a chorus or a cool guitar thing or something. And all those bands do that. The Smithereens were great. I remember when they came out. I used to work at Adidas had an office in New Jersey near my school, and my mom knew one of the people there, so I had like a part-time job there after school, and Pat DiNizio's mom worked there. So in 1986, I remember she was giving me like Capital EMI or whatever label they were on at the time, promo pictures when Wall Asleep came out, or Blood and Roses, whichever was their first single. I don't remember now. I got to meet her. He was really cool. So.
Wait, you got to meet Pat?
No, I got to meet Pat's mom.
Oh.
So a little bit removed.
Oh, yeah, Wall Asleep. And sometimes I think I've something Gosh, I haven't listened to the Smithereens.
Wall of Sleep. Oh, yeah. No, that song, that's a great song. You know, like there's just... Yeah, they're a great band.
And Blood and Roses. Dun, dun, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And, oh, do you remember this one? Too much passion, I can't fall da-da-da. Too much passion. They had this one later. It was like a later album they did. I think they worked with the Cowsills on one or two of their albums, too. They definitely had a connection to the 60s pop and stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And why the name The Bobbleheads?
You know, we were looking for a name for a long time, and the story is that I fell asleep at our band meeting, and my head kind of was over. So that was kind of...
Your head bobbled over while you were sleeping.
Yes, because I fell asleep, and then I suddenly woke up, and they're like, The Bobbleheads, and then that kind of stuck.
That's a great name.
Thank you.
What got you into making music in New Jersey?
You know, probably when I was really little, we always had like record players and stuff in the house. We used to have a console stereo, and I got my sister's 7 years older than me, so I got all her hand-me-down records, you know, when she was moving out of her teeny bopper phase. Uh-huh. So I got all these records that I thought were the coolest because my older sister gave them to me, and it was all like Bobby Sherman and the Partridge Family and the Osmonds. So when I was really little, I was listening to all that stuff, and then, you know, band stuff just always seemed cool to me. My dad worked for Wurlitzer organ, so I was always able to kind of bang on keyboards and stuff when I was a little kid when we would go visit him at the store. You know, music just always seemed to be around.
Wow! And so you were banging on a Wurlitzer and listening to... When did you pick up the guitar?
Noise. I started playing guitar in... I want to say I was like in second grade, third grade, somewhere around there, and then I stopped for a while, and then when I got to high school, I picked it up again.
Ah, okay. And what was like the inspiration?
You know, I just always was into music and records and stuff, and I always wanted to hear stuff that, you know, I always loved things like the Monkees and Beach Boys and stuff like that, but, you know, in the 80s, things were getting more computerized, which was cool, too, but there was some element of it that I wanted, like, more guitar. I just wanted to hear music that I wasn't hearing.
Right.
So and then it just always seemed fun, and then I had a lot of friends that were playing, too, so we kind of got together. Oddly enough, my high school band was called Oasis.
Wow.
So, yeah.
They stole my name!
I know, when they came out, I was like, what? You know, but yeah, so that was, so that's pretty much where, you know, I got back into playing, and it just always felt good to play music. You know, it's so much so that I teach elementary school music now.
Oh, where at?
In Menlo Park. I teach K-5 elementary at Encinal School.
Is that why I saw you over there at Freewheel Brewery?
Yeah, a lot of people, teachers and stuff.
Oh,
Bill worked at Gunn High School himself, so there were a whole bunch of, you know, public school teachers there rocking out.
That was such a fun day.
Oh yeah, that was a great gig. Like the vibe of it was really good. Everybody was really into it. It was just a lot of fun.
Nice weather.
Mm-hmm.
Great
cool
beer.
Place. Yeah.
And your songs were awesome. And then I think you did a cover of a Rick Springfield song too.
We did Jesse's Girl, yeah. We wanted to do a couple covers, because normally we play all originals, and usually our one cover is the Scooby-Doo theme song. But we figured we would do, like, a couple songs people knew, you know. So we did Jesse's Girl, which I love, because it's the only #1 song that uses the word moot. in it. You know? If they start talking cute, I want to tell her that I love her, but the point is probably moot.
I love that line.
So like that right there. Plus, it's just an awesome song. And then we also did What I Like About You, because Phil was wanting to sing that. So it was a lot of fun.
Ah, the Romantics.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love them.
What theme song?
Pat and I were... Yeah?
What theme song did you say?
The Scooby-Doo theme song.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. You did that. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. That's funny.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of... it's kind of still one of my favorite songs. So...
And you were saying that so you like Derek Springfield and the Romantics.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess
Romantics are great. A lot of great songs.
Yeah, they did. They definitely had a lot of guitar type pop in the 80s.
Oh yeah. Well, plus they also have a really cool groove. You know, like it's they just have a good feel. You know, the Romantics are always fun.
And do you have any upcoming gigs?
The Hotel Utah in San Francisco.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be really good. We're going to be trying out new songs. We're going to be start recording a new album. We should have more gigs coming up after this one. So.
That Hotel Utah is so interesting.
Oh, it is. You know, it has that nifty balcony, and then when you're under the balcony, it's kind of like the stage is in the middle, and there's like this little under area in the balcony. But it's they always have pretty good sound, and that place has a good crowd.
Now I'm going to play the song "Prove Yourself."
Right on.
And this sounds like my favorite bands from the 80s, like Bare Naked Ladies. It's got so happy rockin' feel, and you've got the video where you've got the vinyl from the album, and because you've made vinyl versions of the album.
We did, yeah. So it's like we got together a bunch of friends and made a kind of a goofy video, and when we did this last album, we were really into doing vinyl for it, so we did, and it's orange vinyl. And it was a lot of fun to actually be on a record, because I've made CDs and stuff before, but I've never been on like a for real record.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
And the name of the album is Make Yourself Happy. What was why that name?
That actually came out because we were in the studio, and we were trying to, we were getting the drum track down for a song, and we were trying out a few different tempos on a song, and Phil wanted to move one of the microphones to adjust the drums, so he had asked the guy recording us if he could do that, and he was like, he didn't have a mic, so he said to me, "Oh, it's cool." So I looked at Phil and I was like, "Make yourself happy." And then Phil looked at me and he goes, "That's our album title." So that's kind of how we came up with that.
Perfect name. And who did the album art for it?
My husband did. My husband, Greg.
Is he art? Does he do a lot of graphic art or?
Yeah, he does a lot of painting, and he does a lot of graphic art. With this album, the album's really very up tempo and very happy. So he wanted to have he thought like a runaway dog, being very happy, and it would be good. So that's how he came up with that.
How neat! Does he have a art website or anything?
He doesn't, but I will tell him that he needs to get one.
Yeah. Or maybe he has a Facebook page for his stuff, or no?
He doesn't have a Facebook page for his stuff. He paints for himself, and we have a lot of his artwork in the house. He works, doing a lot of web stuff. He's one of those computer guys. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that cover. It's a great album cover. And
thank you. I will definitely let him know.
Now, what was the inspiration for Prove Yourself?
Well, Prove Yourself, it's one of those things, Greg and I have been together now since 1999, and it was one of those things where, you're with someone for a long time, and you end up, realizing that, I don't need to ask him to prove himself to me. So it's kind of a love song.
Huh. That didn't work out so well with my ex-wife. She made me have to prove all the time stuff. So maybe that's why it didn't last.
Yeah, well, that's one of those things where, sometimes it's better just to say, okay, you're right, and just end the argument. And sometimes it's best to realize that, you shouldn't have to, nobody needs to prove themselves, even though the song kind of contradicts itself in the lyrics. But, yeah, so that was pretty straightforward love song. I had this cool guitar riff, and then it just kind of took off from there.
It's a great song, and I think it's a great topic because it's true. It's and it's neat that you are taking different sides of it, and the video is fun. And where can they find all your stuff?
Oh, well, we're on iTunes. We have our Facebook page is very active. If you go to the Bobbleheads or Facebook.com and look up the Bobbleheads, you'll find us, and we have lots of videos there and different rehearsal things. Pictures. If you go to thebobbleheads.com, that'll also bring you to the Facebook page. Oh,
okay. Perfect. And this is a great song. I hope the listener now listening to this podcast will dance to this song. For it will make you dance. It's got a great guitar with John Ashfield playing guitar and sing. You're singing, right?
Yeah. And Phil and I sing on every song.
And Phil's singing as well. Okay, perfect. Yeah. And Phil's doing the drums, like Phil Collins.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Phil Boulan, and then Pat Ennis. Is Pat on the bass on this song, or was this Eugene?
This is Eugene playing bass.
Okay.
On this song, Eugene moved right after the album came out.
And when you see them play live, you'll see Pat play bass.
You will see Pat play bass. He plays bass a little bit different, but it's good.
The Bobbleheads, and improve yourself on Mike's Daily Podcast. Well, that was pleasant, wasn't it? What a great song. I was dancing around to and fro. I enjoyed it so. I'm still rhyming like Dr. Seuss, but I still have really no excuse. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the podcast picture is I have no idea what. So I'll just surprise myself and put that on right now. Because I don't think I have anything. It's weird trying to be, prepared. And have like a picture all ready to go. And I don't. Yes. I could have a picture of I don't know, of me, a selfie. But you've seen too many selfies, haven't you? You've had everybody has posted the pictures of themselves on the internet. We get it. We are a mirror culture now in everything we do. We don't need to do that as much. So I'll put some bit of scenery and explain what it is in the picture at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Thank you, Mike Matthews, for doing that. That helps me out because I don't like looking at things, except for when you post them on MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. We could post a picture of you in your devil outfit. No, that's gross. Okay. Guys, so once again, thank you again for stopping by. Mike, we enjoyed it! Yes, Mike, we did. What do you guys think about this whole plastic, paper, taking plastic bags? You know what, I'm completely for... I'm just going to say this. Mike, we didn't have a chance to say what we thought. Yeah, okay, well, let me tell you what I think. I think that it's completely wonderful. I've said this before on the podcast, that they've made it illegal for plastic in supermarkets. If you want to get a paper bag, you have to pay for it. I'm completely fine with that. I have a million canvas bags, vinyl bags in my car. I use them for groceries. I just remember now when I go into a grocery store. I was listening to a preacher on the religious station I work for complain about this, though. This one particular preacher said that he thought it was ridiculous that we're worried about the planet and that we're worried about making plastic for plastic bags. And he said that was anti-God. I don't know what he was getting at. Wouldn't helping the earth by not creating so much plastic and having plastic waste everywhere, wouldn't that be a bigger way of glorifying God, as it were? Of being thankful for what he gave us? If you believe that line of thought? I don't understand why he just has to be against everything liberals believe, I guess. Because he's some conservative Christian dude. So I did not get that at all. And I was listening to a couple guys complain about that. Well, you don't get free plastic bags when you leave the store anymore. No. That's the way it is. You've got canvas bags. If you need a plastic trash bag, you buy them. Preferably ones that are recycled types. That they do in a sort of more efficient, earth-conscious way. What's wrong? I don't understand why we have to keep living like it's 1950. We can't keep living like it's even the people in the 1950s knew you couldn't keep living the way they were. That at some point we're going to burn this whole planet up. So anyway, I don't understand the whole. And then there was a guy, as I wrap up the show, another podcast I listened to, Warren Olney. He had on a lady from a libertarian magazine complaining about recycling, all the recycling that we do in today's world. And she was saying that it's actually a waste, and we're spending more money recycling and not helping the planet. To which I say, she basically just wants to kill the earth. That's the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening. Next show, we'll probably have Haley. If all goes well. And we're also going to have part 2 of my Into an Interview with the wonderful band, the Bobbleheads, and John Ashfield of that San Francisco indie band, plus Benita, the disgruntled fiddle player, and the brewmaster.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.